Hi, my name is Irene Marshall, and I've been helping people get jobs for 20 years. I've done a lot of interview coaching, and one of the first things I ask people is, who is the hiring manager? Who is it that can actually decide if you are the person who gets hired? A lot of times people don't know. Either they don't realize they need to really get that information, or they do realize it, and they're just kind of shy about, asking too many questions before the interview. So I'm going to give you a story from when I was a recruiter to give you an example about why it is important to know. So if I was placing someone who was an accounting manager, that person was going to report to the controller, who was then going to report to the chief financial officer. Okay, so one of two situations was happening. Either the controller was the person making the decision and the chief financial officer just had to bless it. Or maybe the controller was doing the screening, and in fact, the chief financial officer was making the decision. So those are two different scenarios, and that's two different types of dynamics. So as a recruiter, I had to actually really know what was happening, because otherwise I was not going to be able to, coach the people interviewing and say, here's who you actually need to be able to address most of your attention to. So this really can also be important if you have multiple people involved in the hiring process. If you have 3, 4, maybe 5 people all involved, you need to really know who is the person who can get you hired. And even, if this, hiring by consensus, which, a lot of companies do, ultimately one person can decide and one person can sign off and actually get the offer letter to you. So what do? What's the best thing to do? It is really simple. Just ask. Whoever's setting up the interview for you, just ask. Say, who is the decision maker and what is that person's job? Because you need to know, why is that person in a position to actually make a decision about whether you get hired or not. So I am an interview coach. This is the type of thing I do, helping people get ready for interviews. If you'd like to talk, there's no charge for consultation. My website is toolsfortransition.com. Again, Irene Marshall, no charge to talk. And I would be really, really happy to help you prepare for your next interview. Bye-bye.